What's good, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is Constant Sports. I am your host, Constance. Now, before we get this thing going, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to recap, obviously, this week of games. Obviously, Mondays we don't have games, right? So we got on Tuesday, we had three good games: Chicago versus Atlanta, Liberty versus the Storm, and Sun, Fever, Lynx, Wings. Actually, four games. All these games were fairly close, except for the Atlanta versus Sky. I feel like Atlanta and Indiana are both playing with much more confidence from the start of the season. They're starting to figure out how to play with each other and how to keep this thing going. Chicago lost a couple good players this year already with Rebecca Gardner and Izzy Harrison. So they have to figure it out, and they kind of figured it out in their next game. So it'll definitely be nice to see what Coach Wade does to counteract those losses that he's received so far, so early in this season. Liberty and Storm game obviously was a big game. It was Breanna Stewart's first game back in Seattle after leaving. And you guys know I've been to a couple of Storm games, and their issue to me is their transition defense. They don't have any. Most of the points that are getting scored on against the Storm is mainly in transition threes, layups, and all of that. But they really held their own against New York. I was very surprised in them. They made it a game. They didn't let New York blow them out. And that right there is a sign of improvement, and hopefully they can continue to build on that. Sun Fever game, same thing. Indiana is playing confident. They are playing behind Aaliyah Boston, and they're giving these teams all they got so that their name can be talked about in sports world. Like, they don't want to continue to be that rebuild team. I mean, they're still a young team, and as the season goes on, obviously they're going to have ups and downs, but they played a really, really hard game against Connecticut. Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota, all of their games, they're losing by like 3 points. They're very rarely getting blown out. It's like at the end of the games, they kind of like fall off a little bit. And I know a lot of people have been bringing up like maybe they're tanking for the tanking the season, and I'm like, maybe that's a possibility, but you just don't know. Um, it's just that it seems like they don't have any more gas left in the tank by the time the end of that fourth quarter comes, and that's when you really need for that. You need for that extra gear to kick in, and they're not hitting that extra gear. So hopefully they figure that out, because it really sucks when teams tank, and I don't think that's what they're doing, but you never know. On Thursday, we only had one game, and of course, Sun, Lynx, 89-84 yet again. Minnesota losing by 3-4 points. Like, 5 points is like their margin of loss right now. So they're scoring high points. They're scoring 80 points roughly a game. But like I said, that gear won't kick in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it's the players that they're playing at that time or what, but hopefully Coach Reeves figures it out. Last night games for Friday, very, very competitive games. All of them. We had 4 games last night, and all 4 of them, the win margin, 5 points, 6 points. That's it. Liberty and Sky game was 77-76. Oh man, I wish I could have really watched this game. But you had 2 of your top teams in the Eastern Conference playing each other, and they played each other hard, especially the Sky with losing obviously those people. But their defense and their offense for both teams were minimum. It was there. It was a very good game. The Aces and Dreams. Aces win 92-87. dream of playing with confidence. They're letting people know it's like, no, y'all not gonna push us to the side. This is what we gonna do, and I'm actually excited to see how they continue to go on next throughout the season. I was a little scared that the Aces wasn't going to score 90 points, but they squeezed by and scored 92, so they're still definitely scoring through 95 points a game. Mystics Wings game, that was good. That was a really good game. 75-74. Elena Deladon was doing her thing. And I'm just super excited that she is back in the league and seems healthy. Sparks Mercury. Best way to cap off the night. 100%. Overtime game. It was great. Defense, offense was amazing. And I was just glued to the TV watching it. It was a very, very good game. It was also a Commissioner's Cup game, so I feel like a lot of Commissioner Cup games should be played that hard. And those teams brought everything to the table, and they played their tails off. And I loved every bit of it. We got a couple games today. This Saturday, I believe. Let me pull it up. Let's see. This Saturday we have Sparks, Storm, and then Minnesota and the Mystics. So hopefully those are also two very good games. I can't wait to watch them. I'll see you guys in a couple days with our recap for the weekend. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for supporting me. Peace, love, happiness.